Well, the Communications Workers Union has hit out at the management of the South African Post Office for reneging on an agreement made earlier this year. The CWU says the Post Office had agreed to a 6.5% salary increase in May, backdated to April. It says the agreement further stated some casual workers would be given permanent positions, but the Post Office says it is financially constrained due to the effects of the COVID-19 pandemic. CWU General Secretary Aubrey Tshabalala joins us now live via the telephone to tell us more. We did try to get hold of the Post Office representative for their side of the story, and we'll keep on trying to contact them. Aubrey Tshabalala is with us, I understand, is via Zoom. Aubrey, thank you very much indeed for your time.
Good morning, and good morning to the listeners.
All right, he is on the telephone. Aubrey, thank you very much indeed for coming through. Let's get a sense of what we're talking about here. This agreement that you say that the Post Office reneged on, what did it entail?
Well, first and foremost, the agreement talks to a number of issues. One of those is the salary increase for this financial year at 6.5%. It also talks critically to the issue of conversion of temporary workers into permanent positions. The last batch should be with the month of April, where all workers would have been converted into permanent positions. So in the nutshell, those are the two critical issues that they should have been implemented, and that has not yet been implemented up until this point in time.
And from your understanding, how many temporary employees were set to be converted to permanent employees?
Well, the total that we spoke about 2 years ago was 2,900 workers, but we then agreed on the sliding scale of employing them into permanent. So the 80% should have been now converted. Now the last batch, which was supposed to be the last 20% of that 2009, should have now been converted into permanent positions.
So you say you were talking about this about 2 years ago. Was the deal ever signed off? Was the agreement ever signed off?
The agreement, it is signed off. To the admission of Post Office, it is a standing agreement. Even when Post Office postponed or said to us it will be backdated, it has agreed that it does not deviate from the actual agreement. However, it wanted to postpone due to financial constraints. However, what makes workers to be more furious now is that Post Office has kept on misleading them with the information, as you have correctly pointed out in the introduction, that in April they said it will be done in May, and in May they said August, and August still nothing has been done. But additionally to that, the statutory benefits have been removed. Your medical aid has not been paid for a couple of months. Also, your pension fund has not been paid for a couple of months, which have put workers in a very dire situation financially at their livelihood.
So you say postpone. Postpone to when?
Well, today we have a board meeting with the South African Post Office. We want them, firstly, without any negotiations, to pay the statutory benefits with immediate effect, and also to enter into a discussion, not really of reopening discussions, but to tell us when are they going to pay the salaries, the increases that have been promised. Because we might appear to be unreasonable because there are things of COVID-19. But it was us in April when the lockdown started. We said to Post Office, you should apply for temporary employment relief fund. It is Post Office that didn't do that, which in other words, when the government set aside the temporary relief fund scheme, it says for all the companies that will be under financial constraint or distress. And Post Office just sat there. So this is a result of completely irresponsible management, but more so when you deduct money from workers' salaries and you don't take it to where it is intended to, that is tantamount to corruption, because the monies of workers were deducted on the salary pay slip. but it was not paid to the medical aid, it was not paid to their debit orders, it was not paid to their pension fund. So it's equal to misappropriation of funds.
So what is the post office telling you, Aubrey, with regards to why they are not honoring this agreement? Is it purely because of COVID-19?
Well, we don't think that is purely because of COVID-19. In fact, if you look around, even globally, business of post office thrived during the lockdown. You look at Kenya, you look to our neighbors here in Zimbabwe, because most of companies used postal services or the courier services because of customers couldn't go out at that particular time. That's the first point. But the second critical point here is that there was no engagement from the side of the company with the labor, even when the labor was offering assistance to say, how do you deal with these things? But the third most important point is that there is a misappropriation of funds. So what must happen is that we want to see heads rolling. We want to see those who are accountable to take workers' money from their salaries and not deviate them to somewhere else instead of paying what is due to workers. Those people must be charged and must be removed from the system of post office. And we want post office to come up with a clear plan. And when are they paying the money to the workers?
So just to understand you properly, Aubrey, you're calling for some, not all board members to resign?
Well, we are talking to board members right now. The meeting will be at 12 o'clock. But the issue is that these are things that were done by the executive members at the management level. So it's up to them to investigate that particular issue. And we have requested in writing, both to the Minister of Communication and Digital Technologies and the board, to say that there must be a probe in post office around the handling of finances. We believe these are not just errors, but it's a well-designed problem that needs to be investigated.
Has the CWU received any feedback on the letter sent to SAPO board demanding that it initiates a forensic audit on SAPO's financial report?
Well, the report, the feedback or the response to that, we have not got the concrete feedback, except to say the board said that they've acknowledged they are working on it, they will soon return to us, which gave us an impression that they are still looking at the legal requirements around that. So we expect that to be coming out of this meeting, what will be the way forward in relation to that.
All right, so let's leave it there. That's the CWU General Secretary Aubrey Tshabalala. Appreciate your time. Thank you.